Welcome to episode 23 of our Middlesbrough career mode here in FIFA 21. Thank you once again for being here. My name is Rich, this is RR37, and as you can see we are starting off big today. We've got Chelsea and they are coming to the Riverside Stadium. He is hoping we can get a positive result to get this episode underway. But before we do that, I mentioned in the previous episodes about looking for a new system, wanting to get three players into centre mid, try and cover off some of the gaps that we were leaving. We felt far too open right down the middle of the team. That unfortunately is something that has not been fixed, and let me just show you why right now. As we go through these formations, I looked and we could have gone with this one, but we were far too open. I was worried that when we turned the ball over, left back and right back would have to bomb all the way forward in possession to give us some width in this formation. And if we were to lose the ball, we would be extremely vulnerable, so I decided against that. This one, for similar reasons, the only difference really between this one and the one we've just seen is the DM goes to, a CDM goes to CM. 4-3-3 flat. This would be quite ideal. I like the idea of this one, but we would have to lose either Fletcher or Akpom from up front, and that is pretty much half of the team's goals, so it made no sense to do that either, and there really weren't any more to look at. So instead we've gone to the tactics, and as you can see here, just highlight the width. We are now playing really narrow off the ball. Hopefully that can fix the problem itself rather than change formation. We'll have to wait and see how that develops. We've done that both in the first team and in the second team, so we should be golden there. Looking now at the squad hub, Coulson here has got himself a new deal on rotation squad role to try and cheer him up a bit. We've brought Boro onto rotation as well, so now we've got three left backs. This is the reason why I did this. We've got one too many to play regular games, so to keep the team morale up as a squad, I decided if we can get them all into rotation, then we can use them all. So that is what I've gone ahead and done. And while we were in development as well, you can see here as I'm going down, just showing you all the new updated development plans. There were a few that were completed, but I never got the notification, and through that they've probably lost a bit of development. So every probably 5 games I'm going to go back in and check this from now on, because on average everything's taken about 4 weeks or 8 weeks, so doing it every 5, it gives everything a chance to click over. And yeah, that's where we are with that at the moment. A lot of the players now have gone back to balance because they've completed their weak foot training, they've completed their work rate training, so it's just about improving from there really their overall game. And that's what we're doing. Some players who have just come in, obviously like Almada here, he's getting his weak foot training and will improve his work rates. But players like Phoenix, you just saw there, they've already got the 5-star weak foot, their work rates are fine, so they're now back to balanced and just generally improving. There's some that I didn't do because they are on their way out, or they were already doing something and not quite finished it yet, but that's where we are. So we've done the tactics, we couldn't find a new formation, we've brought the development plans up to date. We've got Coulson and Boro both on new deals now, both squad rotation. So behind the scenes, in between the end of the last episode and the beginning of this one, we've just gone in and basically tidied everything up. But now I believe that is everything really. It's just, can we do something against Chelsea here? It is going to be really difficult. Looking now at the next game, which is going to be Panathinaikos in the Europa League. We've got a few days until then, but I am still going to, at the moment, use the second team for those games before the cup games, just to keep everyone happy really, because as much as I do want to be in everything, and I do want to be in everything, to keep the squad happy, because the squad's considerably bigger than what it was now, the main priority has to obviously be to stay in the Premier League at the moment. That is, I want to be in everything, I want to go as far as I can in everything, but the number one priority, especially now we've got players coming on higher wages, we've had to update some contracts, and now those players are also on higher wages. It is imperative that we stay in the Premier League. So we've got to start getting on that mission right now. Like I said, Chelsea are coming to the Riverside. It is a really strong squad that they've got, so this will definitely test whether these new tactics are going to get the job done or not. I do believe last time we were at the Riverside, we got a 3-0 win against Bournemouth. I don't think we've been at home in the Premier League since then, so another clean sheet would be brilliant today. I would take a point right now against this lot, but yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. We lost obviously to United in the top 6, only just though. We gave a good account of ourselves that day. If we can do that again here, staying up, it is a bit of an old cliche, but you've got to be strong at home if you're going to stay up. And yeah, like I said, I think we've only played the one at the Riverside so far in the Premier League, and we won that 3-0. But Bournemouth to Chelsea is an extremely different proposition, but we have to be positive. We're going to be patient today. It is us that's supposed to be making the run-in, so I'm not going to be looking to sit back at all. We're going to grow into the game though. We don't want to give an early goal away, that is for sure. So yeah, we'll just try at the moment, feeling out process, see what Chelsea are about today. But that was a great ball there from defence to attack, straight through the lines. And Akpom there, testing out the centre-back. This time he doesn't manage quite to get through. But again, nice positive start. Now we'll see what this defence is like. There was a little bit behind McNair, which allowed our man here to stay onside, but he's not able to do anything with it. Chelsea are debuting Diego Carlos today as well from Sevilla. Nearly £50 million price tag there, so they'll be expecting bits out of him, no doubt. McNair there, really almost overconfident in a way. Ramsdale just assessing his options here at the moment, and that was very confident, but a little bit too close for comfort there. But again, we play out. We've got to be brave today. That is a beauty of a ball. It has split Chelsea wide open. Fletcher's in, and it is 1-0. Great typical Fletcher finish there. Just calmly stroking it into the bottom corner, away from the keeper. But that all came from Ramsdale being very confident and very brave to play out from the back. But that ball has split the defence. There is no way that Thiago Silva keeps up with either Fletcher or Akpom today. He's actually stretching for that a bit there, Fletcher, which makes it an even better finish. And somehow or another, we are 1-0 up against Chelsea and feeling pretty confident, but we are only 10 minutes in, so let's see what happens from here. Chelsea at the moment, guys, are having a real big problem trying to break us down. This little tactical alteration, I don't honestly know, guys, why I've overlooked this before, but it seems to have made a world of difference. We're playing a lot closer to each other, as you would imagine, being narrow. Chelsea do not want to go down the sides, but they're just running into a wall of our players time and time again. Eventually, just like you see now, they have to send it out wide, and then when they do, we win the ball back, and we might just even be able to break again here now with this one. We've got Brown, Bakayoko's chasing him. It's into Fletcher, into Akpom. Is that offside? If it is, it's not been given yet. Ferguson finishes it anyway. And no, that is not offside. It has ticked over to 2-0 now. And yeah, that one caught me a bit by surprise. I was pretty sure that Ferguson had just run offside. All the Chelsea arms go up. Take nothing, and I mean nothing away from that finish though. That's an absolute beauty from Probably the best signing, I would say, that I've made so far. For his price as well, he has been absolutely insane since we've started him. And guys, we're 2-0 up against Chelsea at the Riverside, and at the moment, for the most part, we have been compact. We've been really good. Like I said, we've been comfortable. They just can't seem to figure this out. They want to play inside, but they just can't. We've got too many numbers, and you see what happens. This is going really, really well at the minute. We could be in again here, but this time Silva steps forward and gets Chelsea possession of the ball back. But again, they're just going out now. They're looking to come back inside straight away, but there is just no route back in for them. They've worked this one nice though, to be fair, but then Ayer's there, McNair's there, and we just bring it away again. With Coulson here, nice ball up to Brown. It's into Fletcher. Can we get it back to Brown again? We can. Nice. Turning in. Cook's got it now. Ferguson's found another little pocket of space here between the centre-back and the left-back. And he makes no mistake again. What a day out Ferguson's having here. He's just box to box at the minute. He's been brilliant in this first half. And we might, and I say might loosely at the moment because the quality of the opposition, but we might just have moved this game beyond Chelsea in the first half. Wow, absolutely insane. I did not see this coming. I was actually really worried about this game, but it just goes to show you with football, with sport in general, even on games, it is so unpredictable. You just do not know what you're going to get. But really happy at the moment with 1, the players, 2, the way we're performing, and 3, this just minor tactical alteration that has made such a big difference. Chelsea, like I say, just cannot figure things out at the moment. See, they come into the middle there, and look how we've surrounded the man on the ball. They just can't get through. They're having to come back out wide once again. Go backwards, put it in, and we've got more than enough men to cover there, but that is a bad head out there from Coulson. Just see it through to half time now, boys. Can we get that with Dyke still? No, he's just beaten to that as well. This has got that typical FIFA bad feeling about it when you just can't get the ball away. Dyke still does well there, but again, Werner still keeps possession and winning tackles, and you can't get the ball. You know what comes next. This time we get away with it, and that should surely be half time now. It's thrown out by Ramsdale, and yep, half time. 3-0, guys. What a performance from the boys so far. And we're into the second half, and Chelsea have started this half pretty strong, I've got to say. Werner's found himself a little pocket of space here. It's out to Corona now. We need to get our foot on this ball. Chilwell has got acres here. This is what I was worried about by tucking in our team. It hasn't hurt us so far, but you just never know. They have got a lot of quality, Chelsea. That one's headed clear. They'll win it back again though, getting the end of first half vibes here. Just not allowed to get this ball out at the moment. We've gone in for a tackle there, completely missed it, and this time they do get through. They were going to get one today with the quality that they've got. It is really disappointing the way that we've conceded. We've still got enough men around the players and around the ball to deal with that. Unfortunately, we don't. Chelsea do get on the score sheet, and as long as we can just get our foot on the ball now. I mean, we've barely touched it since they've kicked off in the second half. If we can take another 15 to 20 minutes out of this game, I think we'll be okay without conceding. But that is going to be easier said than done. We have, to be fair, managed it though, guys. We're 20 minutes pretty much later in now. Nearly, very, very nearly had Akpom in there. Not a lot has happened, if I'm being honest. We've kept our shape well and kept Chelsea out for the most part. They've had a couple of chances, but nothing significant. They've been mainly distance shots. And this is what majority of the second half has been. They still, even though they have that goal, have struggled to get through. Another shot there. This time there is a save by Ramsdale. But even if they were to get one now, I would be gutted because really they don't deserve it. But even if they did, I still think we would be fine. I think we're taking the points in this one. Unless we do something stupid. And no, that was not a penalty. But we have seen them given on FIFA 21. Dijksteel just leaves that there. Does the right thing. And there you go, Ferguson at the moment, handful for defenders, absolutely he is. He's got the 2 winning goals at the moment, as long as it stays like this. We're going to play it out from the back and just try and see this game out now. We don't need to force our way through. We have to play forward though to beat their press. And we might just get Ferguson in for the hat-trick here. Unfortunately not. It is blocked, but that is most definitely going to be that now. Can we get... No, we can't get that. Win the header maybe? Nope. And Corona is being played right onside by Ayer here. He better get this clear now after that. He's been turned, but he has done well there to be fair. So, fair enough. Pass was a bit dodgy out. It did put Cook under pressure there. Chelsea again pressing for this second. They're having to go out wide again though. You see it there. The tactics in this game have been spot on. Can we do something? Oh, that one was a little bit dodgy. It looked like it could have been, but it's not. And that is that. We have only gone and beaten Chelsea. Wow, at the Riverside, and with a performance that I am really, really happy with. The boys have really stood up today. For all the world-class players Chelsea have got, they were hardly able to lay a glove on us. And we come away with 3 points from the Riverside, which, like I say, every point we get here is going to be huge this season in our race to stay in the Premier League. But there you have it, Middlesbrough 3, Chelsea 1. That, I would say, was probably our performance of the season so far, including the 10-1. We have to take into account the level of opposition there. And for the most part, out of the ball, with the ball, we were in control of that game against Chelsea. But we have to leave that behind now, and we have to look forwards, because this unrelenting season just continues on and on. And up next we are in the Europa League against Panathinaikos, our first Europa League proper game, group stage match. Don't really know too much about Panathinaikos, so it is hard really to say, are we the favourites? Should we be winning this? Should we be going on the front foot and attacking from the get-go? Don't really know at the moment, if I'm being honest. If you're wondering why we're going backwards and forwards here, for the life of me, when I was recording this, I just could not find Stojanovic in the second team. We got Hazard, as you can see, in goal, but I just could not find Stojanovic. I see him now though, next to Brown there, because he's going to be the sub-goalkeeper now. In games that really don't matter, or we're controlling, we're still going to try and get Evan and Hazard some game time. Coulson now is obviously our first team left back, so he's not going to be featuring in this game. I might give our young South American a chance, because I'm just really not... Boller has had a bad start to the season, and maybe he does deserve some game time to try and get some form back. Carabao Cup matches maybe, depending who we're against. He really has gone from first to third choice that quickly, but it is what it is, unfortunately for him. We're not going to be using Akpom in this, come what may. It is definitely going to be a second team. I was contemplating bringing Roberts onto the bench, Patrick Roberts, just to give him a bit of a run, about 70-75 minutes in, just to try and quickly get that match sharpness up. But we will see. We've got Silas coming back from injury now, but he's not going to be playing a part in this match. And Tavernier, we've had an offer for him. I cannot remember who it was against, and I just can't see. Bruges, okay. 6.7 from Bruges. we're going to accept that again. That's a nice little offer for him. Could have got a little bit more. I think we could have got up to 7.5 for him, but to be honest, the way the manager's looking these cutscenes is, I know it's so small, but it really is stupid, and it really does my head in. Especially, it was bearable when they were in suits, but now they're in football kits. It just looks ridiculous. All of the scout reports coming back is something I will show you after this match. But we've got another offer here for pairs this time from, I think that was, I can't remember who it was, to be honest. But we did go ahead and accept it. I don't see much game time, if any, in pairs is future for us now. I gave him more than enough opportunity, I think, last season to kick on with his overall, but he didn't really go and do it. So with that being said, we've got Hazard now, who, like I think I've mentioned it before, will at some point surpass him in his overall. Also a lot younger with a lot higher potential, so it makes no sense for pairs to be sticking around now. It will harm his career just rotting in the reserves, and it will harm our wage bill as well for no reason, so there's just no point. But here we've got Petri. He's completed his position change now, so it's about his play style now. We're going to upgrade that, and then we'll be upgrading his weak foot and everything as well. At a future episode, probably in like the 10 game mark like I normally do, we'll have a good look at the youth academy, because there are some nice players with really good potential down there. But that's for another episode, like I say. For now, we'll be focusing on this Panathinaikos game, starting with what the press want to know before we kick this one off. Can your team reach the later stages of the Europa League this season? Well, before we increase the size of our squad, there weren't really any pressure on it, but now I do want to target getting out the group. We need as many games as possible now in order to keep everyone happy until we get where we want to go with the quality of this team, because everyone coming in now is going to want a higher squad role, and then we're going to look to improve again, so they're going to be on high squad roles, the ones we've got now, and the ones coming in again are going to want a higher squad role. So yeah, we've got a very big transition ahead of us over the next few seasons, so we need to be playing as much football as possible. And basically, after we beat Chelsea, are we going to do anything different in this match? Not really, and that's not disrespecting the opponent. I just really hold my hands up, and I don't know that much about them. So the honest answer is we're just going to go out, try and play our football, and see where that takes us. And that covers the press conference, and it is about time now, I reckon, that we jump into the match. So here we go then, our Europa League campaign, the proper Europa League, not the qualifying, is kicked off by us. We're at the Riverside today. We're playing in blue and black because if not, the kits would have clashed, and I just cannot stand playing against teams that wear green kits. I don't know why, I never have done. It's one of my things. So yeah, we changed them to white, and because they're playing in all white and our home kit would have been red, white, white, I've decided that we're going to play in the blue and black. We are with our second team, as you know. One change, I did put Roberts on the bench in the end, so we'll try and get him on towards the end of the game depending how it goes, but we might be through here already with Phoenix. It's a great 1-2. We just couldn't quite stab it out to Spence there. Got my eye on him today as well, Spence, because he's not really the same as Boro. He's not really impressed. He's not really been doing it since we've gone up a level to the Premier League. So eyes are going to be on him today. We of course still have Buta on the short list. That's a nice ball from Phoenix there to get Gorian through. We know he can run hard as well. That is a great back heel. Bit too heavy though. Put Phoenix under a little bit of pressure there. First touch wasn't great, but good idea. We got some of that South American flair in the midfield in this one, so he's hoping that he can be creative. But oh dear, this doesn't look good at all. Thankfully that one's just wide, but warning there, that was a sweeping counter-attack from Panathinaikos there. One wing to the other. A young left back there, nowhere to be found. So we're going to have to keep eye on that as well. Burnaby, that's his name. Plays it into Guest. We go up now to Para to get a game today. That's a nice little give and goal. Can we get Pedro in behind now? Not quite. Just weren't quite strong enough there. But the warning signs are there from both teams. We look pretty good going forward. They've had a really sweeping counter already, so maybe that's going to be the pattern of this game. We'll have to wait and see, but for now, first 15 minutes are over. Not been too bad. Not as good as the Chelsea game. The players don't feel anywhere near as sharp or as lively. I suppose that is to be expected though when it's the rotated side. Phoenix does well there again. Tried to get in behind, but the run was never really there. And we end up turning that one over and have to be careful. We are using the same tactics as we did in the Chelsea game, but just look at the room that they've got to work in here. And I'm not happy with that centre midfielder there. I don't know if that's Guest or not, but him and Gorian are both just standing there watching this unfold. They've not moved for the last 2 or 3 minutes. And we nearly concede there. We still haven't actually got it away yet, and we do concede, and I'm absolutely fuming with both of our centre midfields there. That was an absolute joke. I couldn't even RB to call them because the icon was over other defenders instead, but just look at them both there, watching, and then as the ball goes into the back of the net, Guest then decides, oh, I'll run back a bit. Fuming with that. That is absolutely just not acceptable play at all. I half feel like dragging them both already just after that one goal, but we can't really do that because of the next Premier League game. But that is not acceptable. Their work rates will be being checked after this game. Wow. So since that goal, guys, free kick here, we get it away. Thankfully the wall jumps and blocks that one out. But since that goal, this game has been all Panathinaikos. We have not been able to get anywhere near the ball, let alone create chances and stuff like that. We're literally just hanging in there at this point. We need half time and we need it badly, but it might be too late anyway now as they take a 2-goal lead right before half time. And this is not going well at all. Just so much room for them there. Everything that was so good about us against Chelsea is equally as bad in this game. Where we go from here, I don't really know at the moment, because like I said, since their first goal went in, we have done absolutely nothing. We've not been able to get the ball. This is as long as we've had it since they got that first goal. Can we get Parrott in maybe? No, what on earth was he doing there? We play the ball and then changes his direction of his run. That sums the first half up really. This has been a very, very poor display. And honestly the second half has been no better so far. We missed the interception there with Fry. Can Wood get across now? He can, but he can't do anything because there's about 3 Panathinaikos players in our box there, completely unmarked. Carlitos, I think it is now. No, Lopez gets a goal. Just look at this here, overloaded. Then they play it back in. He's completely free. There's somebody free at the left edge of the box as well. And yeah, I wish that we could make 11 changes at this point. But now I'm starting to think that maybe it's not worth changing anything in this game now and risking first team players and tiredness for the Premier League. Because this one, the way we're playing at the moment, is done and dusted. Can Joe Pedro do anything about it now? We got a little bit lucky there with Parrott. And oh, we're 3-1 now. That came out of nowhere. We get a little bit lucky. Parrott and the defender kind of run into one another. Parrott comes off better. We'll see it a bit better here, just there. It takes him out the game, and Parrott with a composure to finish. And we get at least a consolation, I suppose. Just 4 minutes after the third goal's in, we're back to 2 goals behind. Can that just kick us on to do something now, maybe? The crowd booed us off, by the way, at half-time. That is how bad we were. We fully deserved that as well. And then in the second half, we come out and concede almost straight away. But we're just so all over the place at the moment. Like, I think that winger there was actually shocked by how much time he had on the ball. He dragged it back even though nobody was there. And they're just playing their nice little patterns now. We've scored. They might just decide that we're not going to go for another 1-goal goal possession here. Gorian does well there. Gets it to Guest. He stabs it forward under a bit of pressure, to be fair to him. Parrott's made the run. Pedro doesn't use him. He does well to win it back and draws the free kick there. And yeah, it's Arsenal up next, guys, for the last live game of the episode. It'll probably be the last game, full stop, of the episode. We're at half an hour at this point, but from playing like this, I really don't want to play Arsenal, I'll tell you now. Nathan Wood here with the ball. Gives it to Burnaby. Back to Wood again. We work this out. Panathinaikos now definitely are just sitting off us. And you can't really blame them. Gorian here gets in. And it's 3-2. With a lot of time left to turn this around. I'm actually a bit gobsmacked at the moment. I don't even know how that went in. I was sure the defender got there first, but he can't have done. And the replay's not going to be up either. That's Gorinen's first goal now, though, of the Europa League. All of a sudden now the fans are back on side and starting to believe that maybe we can get back into this game again. The next goal, if there is one in this game, is crucial now that it goes our way. Parrott here now and pops it off to Pedro. Off again to Guest. We've got Phoenix now. He's got nothing to the right, so we try to work it back left, but it gets cut out. Starting to feel okay now, you know. Panathinaikos have definitely retreated into their shell since we've got the goals. And Almeida there almost makes it 3-3. Cuts back in on that right foot. You wouldn't bet against him from there. Hits it at the near post. Keeper makes a save. We've got a corner now. Can we do something with that? Joel Pedro! It's wide. It looked close from the angle in live, but it weren't that close when we watched the replay. But we're starting to put our foot on the gas now. Panathinaikos sitting off us and going into retreat. Almost plays into our hands with the way that I like to play anyway. So we'll see if we can do anything with that. But we cannot concede now. If we concede, all of our hopes are over. Wood lets that bounce there now. It's gone to Burnaby up the left-hand side. We've got runners here at the moment. Parrott carries the ball a little bit. It's not the greatest pass. It's worked out well though by Gorin, and Phoenix can score for me, you know. He's done it before. He doesn't this time though. He chops back. We still have it though. Parrott now. Almeida. And it is 3-3. The comeback of dreams has just been achieved. Can we now, with 9 minutes left, maybe even turn this into a win? I thought at one point it was one pass too many with Parrott there as he stabbed it into Almeida's path. I thought shoot there, but no. And it's a very, very calm finish. That would be that composure coming into play. And that's his first goal of the Europa League as well. And from 3-0 down, dead and buried, playing terribly. The tactical switch that was made from their manager, not us, changed the shape of the game completely. It allowed us to come on to them, and we've done that. And they said try and break us down if you can. We have, and out of nowhere we're back into this game now, and you've got to say the momentum is with us now. We've got to go for it, but at the same time do not leave that back door open. Can we get in Gorian now? Oh, that's a really bad ball. Really poor that. He made the run though. His energy in the second half has been brilliant. If only he had the same energy when they scored that first goal in the first. But that's behind us now. We need to stay in a positive mindset here. Can Joel Pedro set anything up? Just 2 minutes to go now. He's got tackle but has held on to the ball, but runs straight into another tackle and loses it in the end. We need to get this back now, guys. We have as well. We've got it in the centre circle. We've guessed. We go out to the left. Parrott's got it now. See Phoenix making the run. Oh, we've seen him in this position many times, but this time he can't find the finish. That would have been an absolutely insane win if we could have put that in the back of the net there. It wasn't to be this time, unfortunately, but this is going to be a huge point in the context of us being 3-0 down just after half time. We just ref blow this now. Wood hooks it clear, and yeah, he will blow now, won't he? But wow, in the end, what a point that could prove to be. It looked terrible in the first half. We got that goal back from there. They just decided, you know what, we're going to sit back and protect what we have. It altered the game completely, but I am not moaning about that at all, because them sitting back has allowed us to play, and clearly you allow us to play, we are going to hurt you. That's exactly what we did. And at the Riverside, on our first proper European night in God knows how long, it is Middlesbrough 3, Panathinaikos 3. And now, I think, before we jump into this Arsenal game, we should give ourselves a minute from on-pitch action and have a look at some players and the tables and how everything's shaping up going into the main event of this episode. And that starts with a look at the league table here. We against Arsenal next, who are in second. They're yet to taste defeat, only conceding the 3 goals in 5 games, but only scored 7 themselves. City as well, finally dropping points. But Arsenal is going to be a real test. And that test is at the Emirates as well. Still floating around the top 6, so happy with that. But now let's just take a quick look at what's happened in our group in the Europa League. And everybody on the first day has drawn. That's massive for us. We've really dodged a bullet there. Yeah, the group really is as was. It's not changed at all. So we've got quite lucky there, I would say, as we move towards this Arsenal game now. Tavernier has gone by the looks of that, so he'll be leaving us in January. Bit of a shame really, but again, my hand was forced. I talked about it in the last episode with transfers and the amount of transfers we've actually made by one of the board objectives, so it is what it is, I'm afraid. And now all of those players that you saw in the email box are all Brazilian or Argentinian centre-backs. I'm not too sure about Wood at the moment. It's his status has changed to showing great potential, but I don't know at the minute. I just don't know. Maybe we bring someone in who's roughly the same level as him and we just rotate between the two. We have to sign another South American player because for whatever reason the first one that we signed didn't count according to FIFA, so we have to sign another one. So we're just clearing the ones out we've got scout reports for now that are clearly not going to be good enough. We've got better players than this guy's in the youth academy, which is really frustrating, but with that being such a high priority along with the youth academy itself, board objective, I just have to sign another player, another South American player. So we're down to these at the moment. We're going to wait for the scout report back on Fernandez as well. But yeah, that is what you saw. That's what I'm looking at the moment. Don't want to sign anybody else in any other position in January. I just want to get this South American thing done. We've changed too much of the team already too quickly, more than I wanted to, but again, my hands were tied, so yeah, it is what it is. Going into this Arsenal game now, just making sure that everything is right. After that Panathinaikos game, we just seemed too open. So yeah, I did check the tactics and they are exactly, as you can see here, the same with both setups. It worked brilliantly against Chelsea. For some reason against Panathinaikos it didn't seem to work at all. Arsenal now though, Aubameyang, Horta, I think that is, don't know who he is, Pepe, that is pace for days with Arsenal with that front three. So I'm thinking that being the away side and showing Arsenal the respect that they deserve, maybe for this game, Coulson and Dyke Steele just stay back the whole game, because if Arsenal are going to hurt us anywhere, it is going to be with Pepe. Not too sure who the other guy is, so he could be just as dangerous. If he's at Arsenal, it means he's not a bad player. So yeah, I think that's what we do here. We sacrifice a bit of our width and attacking play in order to try and keep a clean sheet at the Emirates. I think that's fairly sensible myself. And speaking of the Emirates, what a gorgeous stadium that is. But yeah, we've got to put that to one side right now, as we are going to be in for a right test here. We've just seen Henderson with a captain's armband at Arsenal. Interesting signing from them there. McNair talking to Ramsdale. Hopefully they're coming up with a plan to keep a clean sheet today. It would be definitely welcome. Campaign to remember for Fletcher at the moment. He's only 2 goals off the projected. Okay, off the record by his projected. Are we going to have enough of the ball today to cause them problems? That remains to be seen. But here we go now. Arsenal vs Middlesbrough. Last game of the episode. Let's finish strong, boys. Straight away here, Arsenal going straight down the wings, just like Chelsea did. But here is that danger man Pepe, and that is exactly the reason right there why we want to keep our wing backs back today. He's got in behind Coulson, and any time he does that, he's going to absolutely burn him. And Arsenal went straight for the throat there, straight from kickoff. Got this corner now, we have to deal with this. We've come out a bit too quickly there, but thankfully Ramsdale, who I have been impressed with, by the way. It's a bit of an obscure signing, it's not one I'd normally think of, but he's done well so far. Impressed with him. But in any event, we've got the ball forward now. Can we do anything here? We've got Fletcher dropping it back to Ferguson. It's out to Patrick Roberts, looking to see if he can be better than Walker today. Brown plays it back to Coulson. Obviously he's not going to bomb past him, because you can just see the Pepe there waiting for the transition. We're not going to let him have that if we can help it. It's nice and patient, but unfortunately on this occasion it doesn't go anywhere, and we're going to have to play quite narrow with the ball ourselves today as well. What are Arsenal doing here? It's played out in the end. Cedric's got it. Fletcher tries to come and close him, but he's got no success there. Pepe has to play it back instead of bombing forward because of Coulson, so we can see already that leaving the full-backs back is working there. But Arsenal are creative enough and are good enough to play in other ways, so we've got to stay alert here. The fake shot from Xhaka there. He's got Cedric in. Good save again from Ramsdale. He's been a little bit too busy in this opening 10 minutes for my liking. It's a good save with the feet there at the near post. We've got Henderson on this now. He whips it in. We win the header, thankfully, because that looked dangerously like it was going to end up with Luis there. That's a great back heel. That's what I'm talking about with Arsenal. Another one there. They're moving this so quickly right now. Can we get the ball? We get a nice block from McNair, but Ramsdale again has to make a save at that left-hand post. He's going to be earning his money by the looks of it today. Arsenal are just absolutely on one at the moment. Can we do anything about it now? They've gone short to Horta this time. Thankfully, we've got that back with Patrick Roberts. So good work from him there. And now we just run. I see Brown making a run. That is a great ball from Roberts. The white on that was perfect. Oh, Brown's touch is too heavy. We don't manage to get the ball across the box. That is a big chance there that has just come to nothing. And that could be huge come the end of this game. You know, we've got to keep going. It's good play. It was a good counter. It's just a shame about that final ball. Ferguson wins a tackle there, but then gets muscled out of it at the second time of asking. Aubameyang, nothing in front of him. Pepe here waits for the ball to come, but again Coulson's straight on him. Is what this is doing is making Pepe have to beat him instead of just being able to run in behind him. McNair comes out to help Coulson out this time. We don't go to the ball here, we just keep that gap plugged, and Cedric at the moment has nowhere really to go. That looked a bit offside to me, apparently not, but Coulson wins it anyway, and Pepe has to settle for a throw-in. We can't get on that first, but we can get the header away. It's gone straight to Henderson, who's hit one there. Thankfully it's over. It would have needed something spectacular, but you wouldn't bet against it. Thankfully for us, that one goes over the bar, and we can build again maybe now with Cook. Second chance at that. Can Fletcher do something now? We're a little bit stifled at the moment, so we go backwards, work it out to the right. Roberts has it now. Has to go back to Ferguson again, who is in good form, remember. He scored a good couple of goals against Chelsea in his last outing. We've still got the ball here. We've worked that back out to Roberts nicely. We see Dyke still creeping forward, but we've got a better option with Akpom at the moment. He has to go backwards and sideways. Brown now, can he do something? Let's get back into that box. He does turn, he does keep it in the box, stabs it back to Fletcher. Ferguson now, and we're back out to the right with Roberts once again. Really patient from us here at the moment, just waiting for that opening. It's never really came at the moment, and the defender there at just the right time steps out, takes it off Akpom's foot, and all of that play comes to absolutely nothing. Pepe now bombing down this right wing. You know he's going to want to come back on that left foot. Coulson comes out to meet him. He has to go back to Cedric. Cedric at the moment wants to turn. He doesn't know which way to go. He has beat Coulson now though. That's a bit worrying. We think about stepping out with Ayer. Go back in. McNair with the big interception there. And can we get away on the counter now? It's another Neely moment there. So into the second half we go now. That would be the last bit of action in the first half. It's been a pretty quiet game. It's been really tight. That is probably more due to our tactics now being so narrow and keeping the fullbacks, keeping the brakes on them in a way. But it's working at the moment. We've managed successfully in the first half to stifle Pepe and Horber, whatever his name is. Fletcher here might be... I was going to say might be able to squeeze that in. He got it on his right foot. That's a positive start. If we can get one up, I only think there might be just the one goal in this game, the way it's gone so far. It'd be great if we could get that one goal. But at the moment, we're having to settle. Cook's lost that in a bad place there. Kolasinac now. He can bomb forward with the best of them. We know that. Here's Horter again. He's beaten Dyke Steele this time. This is not looking great. They're going to get a free kick if we get a foot in here. No, they're not. We get away with that one again. But what on earth was that? Oh my God, what a place to turn the ball over. You cannot do that on Ultimate. That is bad play on my part there. Why on earth have I played it back to him there? No excuses there, guys. That is terrible play on my part. And for all our hard work, the tactics work in a treat. We have just give Pepe a gift there. And Arsenal now are 1-0 up. And that is not good at all. Devastated with myself for that. It's so poor. So poor. We got a bit lucky with that pass there. Oh, Akpom. Hang on a minute. Akpom's in. And he has just pulled me right out the you-know-what there. With an instant, really, equaliser. It came from nothing. I honestly didn't believe that was going to come to anything. David Luiz does not go with Akpom for whatever reason. We have got away with one here. There you go. Yeah, just no one really come to pressure him. And Akpom gets himself his third Premier League goal of the season. And we are back to square one. But considering the manner of the goal that we conceded, which was entirely my fault, I would take a point at the Emirates right now. This would be a huge point and would have been before the beginning of the game as well. So yeah, just hopefully we can get back to what we were doing in the first half. Like I was saying, we've successfully stifled Horter and Pepe in this game. And really, without them two in the game, Arsenal haven't really done that much, to be honest. Not no clear-cut chances, really. We've blocked. Ramsdale's been in good form when they have shot, so I'm quite happy. It had to be this type of performance today against the top 6 club. And we're doing alright at the minute, and there we go. I'm talking about blocks, and that is a big one from, I think it was Coulson again there. Let's just have a look here. Pepe, that's bending in. Yeah, Coulson's there on hand to just get the block in, and we have done that so well today. Let's just get this corner away now. Good punch from Ramsdale there. He's back up as well. Can we just get this away now, please? That would make me very happy. Another good block there. I think it was McNair this time. It was indeed. Gives McNair the ball now. And we could get on a little counter ourselves here now. We've got Brown. Played it inside to Akpom. Back off to Fletcher. Fletcher twisting and turning because there's not a whole lot of attacking options right now. Our width and our overlaps are just not there. But we knew that before we come in. So we just continue being patient. Akpom now. Why did you do that for, Rich? And yeah, that attack comes to nothing. We are in injury time now, guys. Not long to go at all. If we could sneak a win here, it'd be glorious. Brown very, very nearly got past his defender there. Unfortunately, wasn't to be. Arsenal play it out, and I'm assuming that now is probably going to be that. It is indeed. That is a huge point for us. It weren't the most exciting display, I'll give you that, but that could be a massive point come the end of the season at the Emirates there. The tactics worked an absolute treat. We kept Pepe quiet pretty much all game except for the gift. Horta was never in the game at all. Fullbacks have done really, really well today. We've defended well. Ramsdale was in form. Akpom at the crucial moment pulled me out of a bit of a mess after I gifted Arsenal the first goal. All in all, pretty happy with that. With that being said, that is going to be the end of the episode. So thank you once again for watching. It has been a long one today. But all the games were big. I wanted to show you them all. I hope you appreciate that. But I'll see you all for the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.